I take that back, Your Honor. We'll withdraw the question.
Okay. You can continue your questioning if you have any further questions for the witness.
Thank you, sir. Sergeant Jackson, you are currently the FTO for your uh, co deputy here, correct?
Correct, yes.
Did you were the one driving the vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you were driving and not the probationary deputy?
Because he said he didn't want to drive that specific car when we were already on the way to that 1090, so I just told him I can drive this time, then I can let him drive the rest of the evaluation.
All right. All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Casella, you may cross if you wish.
Perfect. Sergeant, just to clarify now, the side of the road you were driving on, can you confirm that for me?
I was on the... I was in the middle. I cannot really recall 100% because I'm doing a lot of other stuff after that incident.
Okay, so before you said you slowed down and hit the brakes and your car slid. What side of the road were you on?
I believe I tried to slow down, and then it made me spin out. Rear end came out a little bit, which caused me to cause the car to spin out and hit the individual.
Okay, but before you hit the brakes, what side of the road were you driving on?
I believe I was on the left side.
And what side of the road was the yellow vehicle parked?
On the right side, covering the whole lane.
So can you explain to me and help me understand the thought process of you slowing down for a car in the opposite lane?
I had to slow down because he ran onto the road. Ran to the left side of the road for a second. Then I proceeded to slow down as fast as possible, which caused the car, as I said, control.
Okay. Your Honor, can we refer to Exhibit A?
Yeah, Exhibit A of the video.
I believe so, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. What about the video, Mr. Casella?
So in the video, you can clearly see that the sergeant here is driving on the left-hand side. The yellow vehicle is parked on the right-hand side. Now, my client, Mr. Talamancas, does run behind the vehicle, but at no point was he ever in direct line of the sergeant. However, it does, to me, look like at the point of him braking, he swerves into the vehicle and then hits my client.
Objection, Your Honor. Is defense testifying?
Yeah, I'm going to sustain that. Mr. Casella, what's your question for the witness?
My question is, why did the sergeant slow down when Mr. Talamancas was not in his direct line?
Right down to me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, since he was running to the back of his car, to the trunk of his vehicle, which was on the left side of the road. All right.
Does that answer your question sufficiently, Mr. Casella?
Yeah, no further questions, John.
Mr. Michaels, would you like to recross or would you like to move on?
Your Honor, I'd like to possibly recall Sergeant Jackson if needed.
Now is the time to recross.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Jackson, what type of vehicle were you driving?
From the 2020 Tahoe.
And what type of does this vehicle, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Does this vehicle have, is it rear wheel or front wheel drive?
Not 100% sure. It's either all wheel or rear wheel. I'm not 100% sure. So
Okay. Have you ever had issues with handling of this vehicle?
um, not really. Just brakes aren't the best on the vehicle.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, you can step down. Mr. Michaels, you can call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call probationary deputy Thane, please.
Okay, Mr. Fain, you can approach the witness stand.
Hello, Mr. Fain. Please raise your right hand up. Right hand, sir.
Just left hand.
Oh,
There you go.
I do. Okay.
All right.
So.
All right, deputy. I want you to just take a deep breath here.
I wrote down. Wrote down some stuff to read off.
Okay. We'll get to that. Just hang tight here. All right. Do you want to give us your inclination of what happened in the events?
I would. It's. I mean, what I have written down might take a while to say, but there's a lot to say and a lot to explain.
Can you give us a brief summary of it?
So as he said, we were responding to a 1080, as I believe either Esposito or one of the other officers requested 78s on an active 1080. We were coming northbound Del Perro Freeway when we witnessed the yellow in color Comet SR following. I don't know if there was just primary or secondary, but it was following the units up the Bay City incline. Once we had turned around and started proceeding up the Bay City incline, he pulled to the side of the road and waited for us to pass. Once we passed, he proceeded to get back up to speed and follow us once again. The chase continued and we lost contact on the Comet, but the Sultan started to circle the City Hall, where we saw the Comet SR parked in the emergency lane of the hospital across the road. As the chase was code amber, the vehicle was disabled for multiple pit attempts, and the suspects fled into a white and color Felon, which was unlocked, and the engine was already running, which is quite odd if you ask me. Now, I believe they circled the area a couple more times, but we eventually ended up on Dorset Drive. Once on Dorset, we saw Godoro in his car in the middle of the road. Well, not in the middle of the road, but completely blocking the right side lane. I don't know if you can tell in the Exhibit A, but he walks or he runs into the opposite lane, and the suspects swerve a little bit, and then he runs back into the other lane. But due to city headaches and the slight decline of the road and the large body on the vehicle, uh, didn't really have anywhere to go as there was a tree in the middle. I don't know if you can see on the median. I believe he was trying his best to avoid the car in the middle of the road, and as a result, the car lost control and hit the yellow car, and then that flew into him.
Is that everything, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
Have you had experience in driving this vehicle?
No.
Did you witness at any time the defendant following chase units from
Yes.
the bank?
Lord, are you okay, sir?
Can you give us how many times that he was doing such things?